Damn it, man. No, I'm supposed to be doing that shit. Anyway, we record now. Welcome back to SSDV. Yeah, that shit came out loud as shit. This is the big, the buff, the black, aka one nut in the sack, or should I say one round in the Mac, and I'm aiming for your head, cause nigga you dead. Cause
small
when I hit that shit, nigga, I know you live, nigga. Anyway, we got TJ. He ain't gay, but he keeps that shit straight all day like an arrow. Green, go ahead and make your ass feel the dream when he's inside your shit. Tear reality at the seams. Across from me, we got Clint, leaving your ass in the splint. Cause what? His flow is darker. Oh wait, I fucked up. Suck my dick. Anyway, no,
you were actually still doing it right.
Anyway, next to me, we got Kit Kat. She got the back, and she changed her name to Katie because she's kind of shady. Sitting inside the trees when she feels the breeze between her knees because she walks around nude. All right, niggas, what's good?
Well, as long as you did my shit, so let's keep it moving, man.
No, you gotta introduce yourself, goddammit.
You already did it. Moving on.
Right. Anyway, quick question for you guys. You guys heard about the tragedy at the Travis Scott concert?
Yes.
Most definitely.
You only heard a little bit about it? Yeah. I don't know much about it. So, Clint, if you don't mind,
I don't have expert.
Well, fine, and fuck you too, then. Kit Kat, you got anything?
I mean, I know what happened. I'm saying I haven't fully researched it. I didn't come with notes.
All I heard was that there was an explosion or something that went on.
No.
No.
So
there's a lot of different.
Al-Qaeda wasn't there.
No, it had nothing to do with any of that. No.
So it's not like me inside the bathroom. There was nothing blowing up.
Yeah, no. It was literally, from my understanding, from the time they opened, the crowd rushed.
I think there was an extra 10,000 pushed.
Yeah, as soon as it opened, even the people that I guess were in line legitimately were just they had a plan just to rush through, and just bust through security. And just kept on running through the metal detectors, no one stopping, just busting the line, jumping over fences, just rushed their asses in. So an extra 10,000 people got in that didn't even have tickets, in the general admission, I guess, area. I guess they weren't seats. I guess it was all.
Yeah, it was all standing.
You just get in there and whatever, and
that was hours before.
That was at the beginning of the festival or whatever. So it was overcrowded, and evidently Travis Scott got on stage, the crowd got rowdy. Tried to push up to the stage to get closer. A bunch of people got crushed and fell and stepped on, and 8 people died getting stepped on by this overcapacity crowd. That the organizers did know that it was overcapacity crowd and weren't shutting shit down.
But even what I read was the sheriff talked to him hours before the set, saying, "Oh,
I didn't even have all that information." So yeah,
I got my notes on this. I got my notes on this. Even though hours before the sheriff was it's a little bit hectic. There's only 200-300 security guards available per 50,000 people. And then you have it coming out on different TikToks and videos of people who are EMTs we only had a 10-person crew for this whole section of 30,000 people, and how let me see. Too much information. But basically, there was not enough people. There was not enough crowd control. The barricades were put up wrong. So usually they have it going straight down the crowd and then on the sides as well, but they had it going from side to side, so you couldn't really. The only way out was to the sides, and who goes out that way? Okay. And so when Drake came up to the set was happening, raging. When Drake came on the stage, everybody surged forward.
Did Drake shit himself? Because I know he's a sensitive ass nigga.
No, but everybody surged forward, which. If you have a lot of people in that tight space and you can't really go anywhere,
yes,
you get crushed.
I have been involved before. Yes,
you get crushed.
All right.
So let me get this straight.
Yes.
Let me get this straight. 8 people died.
300 injured.
Jesus Christ.
300 injured
And counting.
for 2 dudes that rap.
Yes.
Wait, Travis Scott's raps?
Yes.
Because I was going to ask you guys what his
So
genre
the
of music
thing, the
is.
thing that makes it like why people are pinning it on him even more.
Wait, why are they pinning on Travis Scott though?
Because previous festivals and concerts, he has been
This is the problem.
charged
I'ma love to
for
jump on
inciting
this.
riots at concerts.
Define exciting riots at concerts because I've
As-
been
as
to a
in
couple
he-
of
he
real
has-
concerts.
He hypes up.
He
the
hypes him
mosh
up,
pit.
and it's on tape that he's told him to come across the barricades to the stage. Previously, there's even at a festival he did in 2017, one man who was there came out with a statement like he was paralyzed the last time he did something similar to that at a festival, and he was in the crowd, and he was like, "You're doing this shit again."
Well,
Like,
let me go ahead and
it's a
explain
lot.
something to you real quick.
Let me
right
pull up
here.
People's
Let me
Exhibit
go ahead
A
and
while
say
you're talking
something real
about
quick.
it.
So, as an adult,
Yes.
if a grown man tells you to do something that is dangerous,
Jump off a bridge
You
with this
blame
boulder tied to
him?
your dick.
I'm not putting all the blame on him. I am saying that as the man with the mic on the stage that everybody's coming to see, he holds some of the blame. I'm not saying everything, but there's still a lot of blame on the organizer, on the producer, like who knows what's going on.
actually,
no,
the
the
people
blame
that
goes on
should
the
be
crowd.
blamed are the fucking idiots.
The crowd.
that fucking went to the event, knowing damn well how other events go,
Alright, so-
and they're grown ass fucking adults.
But it's
Alright,
not
so-
all
no,
grown ass
so
fucking
check
adults.
this out, though.
Some-
Again,
No, no.
again,
Listen.
Again, majority of those people have somewhat aged, right? So you have to be of a certain age to get to these places, right?
Well, no, some of the people, one of them who
What?
has died was 14. Another one
14,
who's in a coma is 9.
Uh-huh.
It's a mixture. It's
Who
a
the
mix.
fuck
It's-
brought their 9-year-old to that?
Well, look, so that one,
Well,
it was the dad.
You can't really
and the-
say that because remember the last time we went to we had a couple of fucking children in the Slayer mosh pit. We had a couple of children inside the Slipknot
Not in the
mosh
Slayer
pit.
concert I've been to, but
The one I went to, there was a couple of children. Like the
Oh,
mosh
I
pit
didn't
was
s-
fucking crazy.
all right.
But no,
So
so
with-
Notice
so
that you
with the
say a couple,
9-year-olds,
that's a minority. Again,
Yeah, it's
most of
a
these
minority,
people
yeah, most of them are adults, yeah.
Because
But-
with that being said, they're
So-
fucking adults acting like kids in a candy store for 2 dudes that rap.
but again, we go into the organization, how many people per capita as well, and how it, like when you think about it, one of the EMTs, he came out, he was like, they
came out the
have
closet.
buddy systems. So it's like basically 5 groups of EMTs to about 20,000 people.
Uh-huh.
Every time they were going in and out to the crowd for somebody who passed out, be like, oh, this person has been unconscious for 10 minutes. You waited 10 whole minutes to say something. One person stayed there, go get the crash card. By the time he came back, he passed 4 other people passed out. One person doing CPR. And we know when you're doing CPR, you have to have at least 2 people. Cause it's very, it's like you're running cardio for 30 minutes.
See, here's my thing, right?
That's also
you
for, like,
can
planning.
blame the lack of security. You can blame the lack of maintaining a crowd. You can blame how small the environment was. Whatever. Moral of the story is this: if adults were acting like adults, none of this shit would have happened. Period. End of
Juice.
discussion. There would be no security, not unable to do their job. Why? Because adults would be acting like adults. So if anyone's to blame, it's the stupid ass motherfuckers who want to go to the concert. Oh my God, I'm gonna lose my life over a man that raps. Wow. Like, no, I don't put the blame on the artist. I don't put the blame on the security. I put the blame on the idiots that fucking follow them. Everyone deserved what they got. Why? Because they were fucking idiots.
all right, so
Period.
Wait, you can't say that.
all right, so check this shit
How
out,
can I
right?
not say that? If,
Because
if,
most-
if you're
the
acting
most
like a
of-
child and you're putting yourself in a dangerous environment,
But most
Why
of the
don't you
people that
deserve
got weren't the people who were pushing in.
So check this out, right?
okay, but again, you have a whole group of idiots. You just stated that he is known for inciting riots. So with that being said, they already have the knowledge to be self-aware that this environment may not be safe for me.
That's
All right,
a
so
there is
very
no
good
excuse.
buzzword.
That's a very good point.
That is very
Now
good
check
point.
this out, right? Now check this out, right?
That's actually
Really
the
good
buzzword
point.
there was the self-awareness, because I even brought that up when I was talking about it the other day.
No, so check this shit out, right? So I want to start off with the reason why I want to blame the crowd rather than the artist himself. You said it yourself when before the show even started, before Travis Scott even got on the stage, they already had the plan to just burst through the fucking doors, jumping over metal detectors and everything else like that, right? So that happened. There's nothing that security can do about that. No ifs, no ands, or buts about it. That's the reason why I'm going to go ahead and blame them. Now, as far as the inciting riots thing goes, I'm going to have to go ahead and disagree with him being charged for that.
No, not for this one, but for previous, he has been charged
like, even for like the
times.
previous shit.
Yes.
Because the simple fact of the matter is that, well, everyone here has gone to a concert except for one person who's a fucking prude, but I'm not going to point any elbows at TJ or anything like that.
I've actually been to a concert.
Oh, what concert have you been to?
I was about to say.
I'm about to say, school concerts don't count, nigga.
Okay. Fuck you. Fuck you. One, live events to me are retarded. One, because you don't actually get to touch the artist unless you have VIP.
Yes, you can. You might get fucked up, but you can touch them.
You can touch artists.
Just get your ass on that stage.
Give me the percentage out of everyone that goes to the concert. Give me the percentage of people that actually touch them.
Ask all the niggas. Ask all the niggas that went to the Janet Jackson concert and the Lil Kim concerts. How many times they got to
we can do 1 out of 4 right now because I've touched Britney.
I listen to a bunch of dude artists. I'm not trying to touch any of them.
Regardless of which, you're not having sex with the artist. The artist isn't giving you money. There is no benefit other than you supporting the artist, and you can do that from afar. So, with that being said, to me, in my humble opinion, I believe live events are pointless.
Well, see, here's what I'm going to tell you. Wrong, loser.
But certain genres of music with live events are acceptable. To me, rap, no. R&B, no.
Yeah.
No,
I'm sorry.
So check this out, right?
So R&B, right? When you're listening to R&B, what are you doing?
You're fucking.
Jamming.
You're fucking.
Good point.
Yeah, you're fucking.
You're jamming, right?
You're
But
fucking.
You're doing a 2-step, right?
No, you are fucking. You got R&B playing on the radio. Let me go. And you slow stroke inside.
Okay, first of all, not when anybody singing like that. I ain't listening to that artist.
No, but I'm saying for me, as an avid concert goer, because I go to at least 5-6 concerts a year. Usually the live versions of songs are much better than anything.
I'm about to say no.
That
So
depends on the artist.
That depends on the artist because
Depends on the artist.
But
for me,
there's a
I'm
couple
talking
people
about
that some shit.
specifically every single R&B artist, aside from Neo, aside from Chris. I'm sorry, everyone is boring.
Live.
How? Name someone.
Let's see.
Jill Scott.
I have seen Jill Scott in concert.
Okay,
I watch her suck a dick on stage.
Same.
I mean, suck a microphone dick on.
Yes.
Okay.
But anyway, we're going off topic here. We're going off topic here. Listen.
Oh, Boys to Men, Belle Biv, that kind of thing.
No.
Let's see. I've seen.
I wouldn't watch
Toni
them.
Braxton, which.
No,
fantastic.
I'm good.
Mariah Carey, she's kind of
trash. Mariah Carey's trash.
Overrated.
Trash.
I'm
That's
sorry.
like
What did she do that was actually entertaining? Other
All
than
I
singing?
want for Christmas.
All I want
Because see, Neo and Chris, they both move, they dance.
Bruno
they
Mars.
sing. Bruno Mars. Again, they're live. They're fucking amazing entertainers.
But there's people I go to see entertain, and then there's people I go to see.
All right, so check this
sing.
out, right?
That's two separate categories.
Before I lose my point here, right?
Yes.
We've all been to these concerts, like TJ said. You know, as far as a rap concert goes or R&B concert goes, when you go there, you're not doing shit. You're vibing. I agree with him on the fact that that's a waste of my fucking money. Like, if somebody pays me a ticket to go, I'm gonna go. But I would never spend my money on that.
Have you been
now,
to,
however,
in this opinion?
no. Hear me out now.
Well, first of all, I've only been to 2.
Negroid Floyd, suck my dick, both of you niggas. All right.
But see, that's
No. Hang the fuck on, damn it. What I'm trying to get out is this right here. Nigga.
Anyway,
I'm trying to get out is this right here, right? Throughout these concerts and everything else like that, with their, like you said, R&B and hip hop and everything else like that, they don't really have mosh pits. Therefore, they don't understand mosh pit etiquette.
Yes.
So with them been going in there doing crazy shit without having proper mosh pit etiquette, that's how you end up with people getting fucked up. As many concerts as I've gone to, I've been in the thick of it, and it's a lot of fucking fun. If you ask me, it's a good way to get out there, express yourself, and have a good time. And throughout all my concerts that I've gone to, I've never once gotten fucked up or trampled. And whenever someone goes down, you know what the crowd does? The crowd actually forms a barricade so old dude can get back up wherever goes down.
Usually they're picking them up.
You're not a little bitch, so it's not like you're gonna. Oh my god.
But here's what I'm saying. Here's what I'm saying here, right? Because they lack, like you said earlier, self-awareness. They lack proper mosh pit etiquette, and
You said self-awareness, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Because they lack all that good stuff. That's where they fucking up at. And as far as the inciting riots thing goes, that he got charged for in the past, I don't think that should have been a charge that's been put on him, because I've been in concerts where they literally say, you get on this side, you get on this side. When I start this shit, I want you to kill each other.
Yes.
And no one dies.
Yeah, so the artist gets in trouble because the sheep listen and...
No, like
So,
what I'm saying is
okay.
right here, though, right? During that concert, no one got hurt, no one got killed, no one was hospitalized.
Can I throw in like a 2 cents? The big reason why a lot of people are harping on Travis on this event,
because he has a big dick.
No, because there is a moment where he spots an unconscious person. They stop the show for maybe a minute or so, and not even like you can see the ambulance trying to get through the crowd. They're all jumping over like. Usually when you see multiple things like this, they stop it until that person is carried out or things like that. He just continued the show.
That's
and then
also a good point.
And then you have people jumping on stage like, hey, this person is dead. And you see the cameraman with like, it's both. That's what I'm saying. It's both. It's both the people and both when things are arising, you have it on camera, them like going to the camera like, hey, this person is unconscious. We can't get to them. These people are dead over here. And you see them waving them away and just completely ignoring, not sending out the signal for help. That's when you're like, okay, shit's going on, but you're not even stopping it either. Because the concert continued 40 minutes later when there's still people are dying. After the first person was pronounced dead.
You do realize that you divulged this information after we had argued for over like 20 minutes.
But I couldn't get it. We went left.
Yeah.
I know.
So with that being said, that's a particular incident.
I didn't get to that point.
As to where he would be to blame.
Yeah, I'm about to say, if you would have bring that up,
I couldn't get it. I was trying to set this tone.
You're talking about just past events where he told niggas to jump over the barricade and they actually did it with their dumb asses.
It's called a backstory. I was giving you the background so you can see.
Well, that's different. You just playing that thing and that's a completely different thing. That's fucked up.
I mean, that's why we were getting blamed because it was like, yeah, get a circle pit going. It was his fault. He incited it. Now, he did. I'm gonna keep singing.
Yeah, right? That's vastly different from what the fuck I thought was going on here.
Yeah, so if that's the case, then you know.
That's the specific part that like.
At the same time, then he has to know that he has some influence and should stop so that the fucking EMTs could get in at least and get people out. Even if the concert wasn't canceled. Why are you gonna keep all these people acting fucking crazy? Because they'll be acting crazy the whole time you're on there playing. To not let EMTs get in to get injured people out. And
they're like, oh, we didn't know. I'm like, shoot, his baby mama, Kylie Jenner, she had it on her stories and they took it down. She had like, oh, the concert, like, you see the ambulance in her story trying to get through and there's people on top of it. I'm like, see, you don't see that right there? Like,
see, that's different. Like I said,
and she's like, oh, we didn't see anything. You legit have photographic evidence.
Yeah, all I heard was the surface stuff, and I'm glad that you did.
I did that.
Yeah,
it was popping
thank
up
you
on
for
my
that.
It don't matter. I'm not. As a man, I'm not gonna pay a couple $100.
You gonna pay a couple $100 to see me on stage, nigga?
First of all,
if I'm doing a comedy show,
oh what?
I'm definitely not going.
You asshole, nigga.
Definitely not going.
Huh? Anyway, how much was those tickets anyway?
For Travis Scott, they're probably insane.
But it's still standing outside. It's still festival ticket. Though.
Yeah, but they're expensive as shit.
I think like base was like 100 or so.
As
like a base.
I'm sorry.
I don't know.
I'm not paying any amount of money to see another dude perform.
You will pay money to see me perform, nigga.
No, I'm not.
Yes,
I paid $115 to see Chris Brown. That was the best.
Okay, but see, you're a woman who has an attraction to the artist. I'm a grown ass man who doesn't have an attraction to another grown ass man. So therefore, I will not pay to.
You will pay.
I do the same thing for women too, because they bought us a bottle.
Again, you're bisexual. So again, you have a reason. Me, no. If I were to pay to see somebody, it would be like old Alicia Keys. Notice I said old because her music now is trash.
Hey,
her album 2 albums ago was pretty good.
No. I'm a huge fan. I used to be a huge fan, and I listen to every single song. Her music doesn't even sound the same.
It does not. I think ever since she took off the makeup, it kind of changed.
No, ever since she started fucking Swiss
Beats. Yeah, her career just went droom. I mean, that ass got fatter.
It did.
She got a little thicker. You know, looking.
She got way thicker.
But her music, hell no, bro.
But no, so I asked how much that shit is because inflation has been fucking wild. It's been
Travis Scott festival tickets can range from $200 to $550.
Oh, God.
Jesus Christ, that's expensive as fuck. But no,
Shoot,
that's
Adele's tickets was only
No way.
$115.
I'm sorry.
Adele ain't as good as ain't as big as Travis Scott.
She's one of the best-selling artists of all time.
Not better than Travis Scott.
Yes.
Not better than Travis Scott.
Oh,
I didn't
yes.
see Adele.
I'm
meal
sorry.
at
I'm sorry. How
McDonald's.
many people died at an Adele concert?
None.
Exactly.
Fucking etiquette.
Yeah, like I said, Adele didn't have a McDonald's meal. It was a Travis Scott meal for a while.
Yeah, it wasn't Travis Scott.
I'm like,
You see the difference?
she
It's
comes
like,
every 5 years,
You
and every
said-
she breaks record there. Look,
you said that she was like what, the most sold artist of all time?
yes.
That's what you said. But then we have people acting like idiots to see Travis Scott. So my thing is, she might have different numbers,
That's different demographics, though.
but
no, check this out, right?
That's a whole different demographic.
So-
I don't think anyone's that excited to see Adele.
I got a
I'm
quick
just
question. I got a
saying.
quick question for y'all. Do you guys think that inflation is a good thing?
No?
No. What
No.
about you?
Why would it be a good thing?
Why would it be a good thing? Hell if I know. The only reason why I'm asking is because I happened to see earlier today, or I'm saying earlier today at the time of this fucking recording. It's gonna come up a little later. Fuck you guys. Anyway, happened to see that MSNBC actually tweeted out that inflation is a good thing, and here's the reasons why, and actually wrote a whole little thing about it. But because they got shitted on so bad, they turned that shit down. They took it down.
So the only reason inflation would be good for any reason is to bring self-awareness to the majority of the population that the government's fucked.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I want my purchasing power to be less. That's all.
It's like, I was just here like 2 months ago and I only paid $5. Now I'm paying $10.
Like the way my gas money budget is set up,
Well,
That's
It
the
is
only
double.
good thing is.
yes, it has.
but my paycheck has not. So
So check this shit out, right? So I don't know if you guys should go out and do your shopping for your groceries and whatnot, but the other day I was literally in the store,
Touching
and
yourself.
I did touch myself in the store from time to time, but
Ew.
is that really an ill thing? Who
Ew.
doesn't do that?
a lot
Everyone.
of people.
A lot of videos I see on Pornhub where they masturbate in public. All right.
Are they men too? When you
No,
watch
it's fuck you.
There we go. That's it right there.
Fuck you guys. But no, though. I was inside the store and I couldn't help but notice that certain items, certain items are actually going up in price. So like we already knew way back when. Like I want to say probably about like what month is this we're in? Probably about like 7-8 months ago. We seen that the price of eggs, milk, and lumber was going up and everything else like that, right?
Especially lumber.
Yeah. Now we look at it and everything else like that. All of the meat has gone up in price. Like fucking bacon used to be about like $4 or $5. Now it's just like $10 for the same pack you used to get for that's like $4 or $5. Sausage was like $1 and some change. Now sausage is like a good $3-4. Like everything is pretty much doubled in price as far as the meat goes. TJ, I'm pretty sure you're aware of this. Eggs have gone up in price, have they not?
Yes, they have.
The eggs have gone from it being pretty much $1 a dozen from where I used to shop at to being about $2.30 a dozen. Like it's getting fucking ridiculous. And the thing that gets me is the fact of the matter is that, the plan to fix this is to print more money. Like that's gonna fix a fucking issue.
that's the opposite of how that
Yeah.
gets fixed.
Because it's just paper. Paper has nothing that goes
It's
behind it. So.
supply line and cost of fuel and transportation needs to go down in order to fix that.
I think
And there's still no goddamn PS5s in stock.
look, I copped one.
I keep telling these motherfuckers, you are literally going to spend the money anyway, right? So everyone keeps trying to buy these consoles by themselves, when in reality, you're not going to be able to buy them, at least not for a while. One, because of scalpers. Two, because Walmart, Target, Best Buy, all those online portions are trash and don't really work like that. So why not just get a bundle?
No.
So that way you secure it. I mean, yeah, you may not like everything in the bundle, but at least you secure it.
But for an extra
I'm running
$400
around-
though?
No. What the fuck? Where'd you
What
get your
bundle?
bundle?
No, you getting?
I did not get it. No, some of the bundles like $729, $999, like $1,000. I was like, what did these prices for?
No, so okay, so the bundle I got was from GameStop. And I
First things first, you're garbage for buying from GameStop.
Hey.
That's neither here
They got
nor
great coupons.
here nor there.
Desperate times or desperate measures.
Yeah, desperate times with desperate measures, right? So the console itself costed $400. I got an extra controller, another year of PlayStation Plus, and 2 gift cards, all of which I use for $600. Right? That's $200 that I was going to spend anyway to buy games or other accessories or whatever, right? So why not just get the bundle instead of bitching about how, man, life isn't fair. I want a PS5, but no one's gonna give it to me, and I try so hard.
I give it to you.
Look, I just called the store before they had the shipment at Best Buy. We went in 6 o'clock in the morning, waited outside, got it.
Yeah, see, I don't do that waiting outside shit, bro.
I'm gonna have a hot take.
I'm a big person.
And I was like,
look, mine is like, it's a thrill about it. I'm that Black Friday person. Be like, it's only 9 o'clock and.
Yeah, I have the hot take. I didn't search for the PS5 that hard because I already got the Series X because it's superior.
Yes.
Damn.
It is
in every way. Look at the stats.
Every way, shape, and form.
Look at the stats.
Okay.
Game Pass. Let me throw Game Pass again.
Game Pass is better. Game Pass is much better than what the hell the Sony counterpart is.
Okay. Microsoft never lost my credit card information.
I've never lost my credit card information either. But see, here's the thing.
Ask the other PlayStation.
Here's the thing. So I'm not a fanboy and be like, no, Xbox.
No, I've owned both since fucking.
Yeah, no. See, here's the thing.
Dude.
The Xbox.
You're starting to sound like Superman over there, buddy.
Yeah, nah, bro.
Nah, I know you like Superman.
If I sounded like Superman, I'd be like, oh my god, I need to save everyone. Oh, fly! So Xbox has always been known for every generation to perform better online, period, right? Game Pass is definitely valuable to Microsoft. I will 100% say that it's better than PlayStation Plus, right? But with that being said, majority of the games that I play are PlayStation only.
Because they're trash.
And then here's this. Did you guys know that Microsoft and Sony just teamed up? So now all these Microsoft are like, oh my god, I want to watch anime. Sony, let me watch fucking anime. Okay, we'll let you watch anime. Here's a partnership with Crunchyroll. So now yo niggas can get free shit and watch this shit for a little bit of time, and then we gon',
we've been hacking Crunchyroll,
get in on that money. You know what I'm saying?
We've been hacking Crunchyroll, nigga.
No, actually, no.
We've been hacking Crunchyroll.
No.
Yeah.
Sony has sole rights over Crunchyroll and Funimation.
Crunchyroll, there's still the app on the Xbox.
We've been had Crunchyroll on Xbox for like the longest.
Yeah.
Okay, so why did they just come out with this partnership?
Fuck if I fucking know. They're fucking
they
retarded.
got the app.
Sony
got the app, and then they're offering promos to promote that they have rights for it as well now. But
okay. But anyway,
yeah, Crunchyroll. We've been had Crunchyroll, my nigga.
Regardless of which,
hating that. Look at your facts are all the way wrong. Just like a Sony fanboy, Superman.
I'm just sitting on the sidelines.
The information is there.
You just said Xbox finally gets anime.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, but anyway, that's why your face gonna get stuck like that. Anyway, Xbox recently has no games solely for that console that bring in players.
And yet they still rock it out better than PlayStation.
Actually, no.
They still rock it out better. You can't count the people that play in widescreen. Asians.
Wow.
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 Oh.
Wow.
Wow, that's racist as fuck.
That was that racist.
I'm so ashamed of you right now.
Fucked up individual. I was like, yo, PlayStation got support for those like super wide computer monitors now. Like, all right, that might be a fucking stat I'm gonna be a little bit jealous of. Then you say some super fucked up racist shit, and I was like, oh, never mind. I was like, damn, they got super wide. Fuck. Nah, but I'm not. I've just preferred fucking Microsoft since probably the original. I had a PlayStation 2 for a while, got the original Xbox, really fell in love with it with Halo, because I got on the Xbox Live around that time.
No, I was also going
but since I was hardcore PlayStation 1, hardcore PlayStation 2 up until that time of like the Halo 2 online like era,
that shit was
I
ridiculous.
have owned both consoles every generation since, so I'm not fanboying over it. I'm just giving you a hard time.
Yeah, I mean, no, it's completely understandable because Xbox, in my opinion, did win versus PlayStation 3. 4 is when I kind of...
Four at the beginning of the cycle.
Four
was
was
the beginning of the cycle. I'll even admit,
Four destroyed Xbox.
As an early Xbox adopter, I would still say that PlayStation 4 was a better console.
Yeah.
Until almost the end of the cycle, until they got the One X out.
Yeah.
Okay,
PS4
I can agree
stats
with that.
and everything else was blew it
PS4
out.
was-
It didn't matter what they did.
I mean, well, in terms of see, here's the thing. In terms of stats, the PlayStation, Sony has never been able to really compete with Xbox up until this current generation in terms of stats. The only reason why people would prefer Sony would be because of the games.
And I will say that PlayStation 4 also murdered Xbox on the 1 and 4 generation. Xbox One, PlayStation 4 with exclusives.
Because like
they
the
killed
fucking
that shit.
Like Gundam Breaker was fun as fuck.
Yeah, Gundam. Sorry, go ahead.
So
no.
So my question for these stats: are we doing stats from America or world stats?
But just
because world stats,
PlayStation destroys because
and
like I said, the widescreen people don't like Xbox.
And I wasn't even basing it on stats. I was just saying my personal opinion on how they handled their shit throughout. And like PlayStation 4 had some killer exclusives. You had the Gundam Breaker, you had Days Gone, you had Bloodborne, you had God of War.
I just like I just played 2K. That's all.
And the bad thing, I think where Xbox actually fucked up at is how back in the day, original Xbox, like the big fat black box Xbox, we were actually able to download games onto the Xbox, and not games, but download music onto the Xbox, and in the middle of playing your game, you can play the music you had downloaded on your Xbox, which was fucking amazing.
That was hot.
Like that was the best shit ever. Like back.
You can't do that now.
No, you can't do that. They took that feature out so fucking fast.
Like they had it on the original Xbox where it was fucked up because it knew if you had a fucking fake me out CD. I don't know how the fuck they did it. Like if you had like a burned CDR, it wouldn't read it. But it would have to be like original from the store disc.
Wow.
Yeah, so I had to borrow a whole bunch of discs from my dad to put on that shit because I had the burn copies that he made. But anyway, so you could have it set up on like one of the last 2K football games. I remember that you could set the music. So whatever you put on your hard drive, you could customize in like the Audacity shit that he's using. Pick clips out that would play at certain times in your stadium on your custom team. So you picked the part of the song that you wanted your team to come out to. You played what played when you sacked the other quarterback. You played what played when you got a touchdown when you were up. You picked when you got a touchdown when you were coming back and tying the game. You played what played at halftime, and you selected it from your music library that you downloaded. You put Grand Theft Auto in. There was a radio station called Tape Deck, and it would play a playlist that you named in the shit. But the coolest implementation of it, I would say, was the 2K football game where you could pick the exact part of the song you wanted to play at a certain time. Like that shit was.
I feel like you be sitting there for like at least 30 minutes. I gotta get this part.
No, you gotta understand. Like it's worth it though.
Yeah.
Goddamn, it's worth it. It's just like when I did that shit when I used to play WWF. They had my characters come out to certain songs, and whenever I win, a certain bit of the song come on at the end, and it's a lot of fun.
WWE?
No.
F. We don't do E.
F was out before E.
Yeah.
E is like E is like the downgraded version.
Yeah, WWF is like Attitude Era where everything was good. SmackDown
before
versus
the World
Raw,
Wildlife
shut your mouth.
Federation.
Yeah, that's what that was. And the reason why I lost WWF because some gay ass fucking Animal Federation shit. But it is what it is.
The World Wildlife Foundation was using WWF, and they said, you can't use it.
That's
after like
fucking years,
like 20, 30 years.
Oh damn! Well,
yeah,
I mean, they changed the Redskins name after I don't know how long.
Yeah,
thank God.
That's neither here nor there.
Speaking of which,
yeah, no, I was gonna say also in that 2K game, it was old enough ago, it was still the Redskins. But,
but no though. So with that being that, with the way that inflation is working and everything else like that, right? One thing I've grown and learned is that a lot of people that are not as affected by the inflation as, say, I am, are actually people that's getting government assistance and government handouts. Like, for instance, I work with a chick, who is bragging about how she's getting bank off of the government right now because she lives out in D.C. and they got this rent shit going on. Pay my rent, D.C. or whatever the fuck they got going on for it, right? And she literally was talking about how she got about, I want to say 12 grand today because she got her rent paid for the year. So instead of them paying the rental office or whatnot, they gave her the money directly.
Who in the fuck thought that was a good idea to do?
12 fucking grand. And the thing that gets me is that, you know, they're trying to figure out, can I spend this elsewhere? Can I spend this here? Can I spend this there? And it's just like, dude, the only thing that comes into my mind as I'm hearing her talk about this shit are those goddamn PPE loans, whatever, right?
You know.
And it's literally just one of those things like, dude, like, if you accept that, the way I personally feel about it, if you accept that money, you're accepting a noose around your fucking neck. Because, well, for one, the people that are getting this right here, for the most part, are irresponsible and don't have good money management. Lying about what they make in order to get extra funds and everything else like that.
You see that one absolute legend who completely lied on like the PPP application and said he had like this company with all these fucking people, got like $3 million, did nothing but like hookers, blow, bought a Lamborghini, like crashed the shit and then got caught and was like, it's fucking worth it.
No.
He just went to fucking jail.
No, I didn't see that. But no, though. So it's literally just one of those things where, like, you know, I sit and I look at this. It's like, dude, one, I personally don't think that accepting government assistance is a good thing. But on this particular situation right here, it's definitely not a good thing because, yeah, you get this money and whatnot. And if you really need it, okay, you fucking need it. But somebody in her shoes, somebody just takes advantage of the system and everything else like that, it's, how do I want to put this? It's crippling. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So with that being that, how exactly do you guys personally feel about accepting, you know, the government assistance and government handouts and everything else like that? Because I'm just going to come out and say, I personally don't enjoy the idea of it.
Anytime you can fuck the government, do it.
Sorry, I'm just going to say, one, COVID didn't hit hard enough.
No.
And then two, I personally don't like the idea of taking money from the government because at the end of the day, you're still going to pay it back regardless of which. So it's not like, you know what I'm saying, they're just giving you free money and you can do whatever the fuck you want with it.
Well, according to this loan thing, that's exactly what it is that, you know, they don't really have to pay it back.
It's a grant.
Okay, that's mentally retarded.
Yeah.
Whoever came up with that probably doesn't need their position in office.
And the thing that gets me, sorry to butt in, but just to throw it on, so you're considering it too, like I am, to pay that out in a lump payment and expect these people to do the right thing with it is a fucking setup too.
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah.
I just want to get your take on that.
And that's the reason why I'm saying, like, that's a fucking noose around your neck when you accept that shit.
Yeah, because I'm like, nothing in this life is free. Everything comes with a catch.
Pussy's free.
Some.
Only to the select few. Anyway.
If you're beautiful enough like you are, TJ, you can get anything in the world.
All right, we've derailed TJ's point enough. I already felt bad, then you're over here doing this.
Yeah, I'm gonna leave actually.
See, go on.
No, yeah, so with that being said, that money probably comes with conditions that haven't been stated. And I think people will take advantage of it and then they'll get fucked over in the end. So in my opinion, anything the government does that, you know, specifically awarding certain things to certain groups of people, I don't believe it. Like I really feel like they're just out to, you know, fuck people. But I notice a lot of people do take advantage of the system, which is unfortunate because there are actual people that need actual help. And I swear that was gay. And it just sucks. But yeah, no, fuck government assistance. Hell no.
As someone who's had government assistance, especially during COVID, because I went, I think, almost 9-10 months without a paycheck. It was a lifesaver, but I needed that.
Well, you see, that's the difference. You actually need it.
If you
that was a pandemic. Yeah. I'm talking about in general. The pandemic, best believe my ass enjoyed that vacation.
Even the extra money on top, I'm like, I'm gonna put this to the side for a rainy day. That was just me. But even though, like, I would say, even as a child, my mom, government assistant, single mom,
So here's what I want to say.
But the difference is that was someone who needed it, though.
Yeah.
That's someone
that is
who
true.
was in the position that it was meant for.
That is true.
And then my question now
that is the person that particular assistance was meant to.
So then
help.
my question now is, not to pry or anything like that, but are you guys still on it? Exactly. That's it. You guys aren't still on it. Why are you okay? Because I think you guys may make my point for me. Why are you guys not on it?
Because we finally got financially, almost like financially stable enough to not be on it anymore.
Two words. Not lazy.
So my question is this right here, right? If you guys were still in government assistance and everything else like that, do you think that you guys would have as much money as you have now?
No.
All right. So with that being that, the reason why I bring that question up is because the way I personally see government assistance is a way to, like I said, put a noose around your neck and kneecap you. So.
Dude, fucking $12,000 all at once.
Yeah, all that fucking once.
To people in DC they know exactly what they're doing to most of those people.
It also depends because as I have siblings, family all throughout DC. It really depends on income levels. Because I know some people who
they're lying
are
about
getting paid off, but some people are getting less amounts of money. So it's not all across the board.
Right.
Yeah, no, it's not. But like I said, these are people that are lying about it. Like I know for a fact this chick is lying about her shit. Because she brags about this shit. She brags about it.
And the thing is like...
It's sort of like this guy we know named Lowski, fucking, when he was fucking got unemployment and just didn't want to fucking work anymore. And it's like, dude, now you don't need it anymore. You've had ample opportunity to get a fucking job. You just don't want to do it. It's annoying. What are you going to say? My bad, Clint.
I lost my train of thought. I got wrapped up in the Lowski story.
Wait, so what's going on in DC that they needed to come up with this plan anyway?
Oh, pandemic.
Pandemic and kind of because like the moratorium is ending, but there's still DC's still fucking expensive. And just the growth has not.
Oh, in case you guys didn't know, it's coming to fucking Maryland and Virginia as well. So
because
if you guys want to do it, you can go
basically
apply for it.
The fucking moratorium ended,
they didn't
and then
put it
a bunch of fucking people, like someone, just was like, "Fuck it, I'm not gonna pay my goddamn rent the entire time." Instead of like, I'm gonna save to pay what I can.
Yeah.
Like I'm not gonna get evicted, but I should probably pay something. They was like, fuck it, free fucking rent. And then the shit's ending, and it's just like, well,
I don't know what to do anymore.
You got 60 days, motherfucker.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So now they're freaking out because all these people who didn't plan for the future at all are getting fucking evicted. So now they're trying to give them money so they're not evicted.
Yeah.
And then there's people who, we're paying, I guess. Maybe we're paying. I was going to say there are people that were paying that don't need it at all or applying for it to get stupid shit.
Yeah, no, those are some people that were paying that actually do need the help, though. Because like
I
said,
paid
some people
full rent through the entire fucking thing.
You and me both.
I don't want to hear shit.
You and me both. But no,
notice too.
I take that back. They took $100 off of 1 month, one time during the pandemic.
Aren't you lucky?
I think 1 month we got like 50% off, but then we had to pay it over time throughout.
So in other words, they made you pay that shit no matter how you see it.
It's funny. You can tell a lot of people weren't actually paying their rent because if you walked into a Target, a Best Buy, or a Walmart, the whole electronic section was pretty much gone.
I couldn't buy a bicycle no matter how hard I tried.
You and me both. You know how hard I tried to go buy one?
I couldn't find nothing.
Hell no. Like when I got when people got their little stimmy and whatnot, they hit that Walmart up real quick. I couldn't find it anyway. What I'm saying is this right here, right? For those that actually do need it, I understand you being on government assistance. However, though, don't let that be your crutch because I'm going to go ahead and come out and say it. I believe that government assistance is what killed the black community.
How did you get to that opinion?
How did I get to that opinion? Welfare state. So you take a look into history and everything else like that. I want to say up until about the 60s and whatnot, black people were actually doing pretty damn decent, despite the bullshit, despite the racism and everything else that was going on. Like there was no ifs, no ands, no buts about it. There was prejudice that was going on. There was all types of crazy shit that was going on. However, though, how do I put this? At this point in time, black people were more employed percentage-wise than white people. At this point in time, black people were more in school than percentage-wise than white people. At this point in time, there was more black people that was doing more stuff. The neighborhoods were a lot safer, like to the point where people were able to go to sleep in Harlem outside on the balcony. Can't do that shit now.
For the sake of painting a vivid picture, what is the time frame?
Was before the 60s. Before the 60s.
Before the 60s?
Before the 60s, yeah.
There wasn't a lot
before the
of
60s. Before the 60s. So up until the point where they signed in the minimum wage laws, up until the point where they signed in the what else was it? Where they started creating a welfare state. So that's around the time that they started fucking up. And I guess I'm gonna go ahead and say I think it was Johnson that pretty much signed it in with as far as the bullshit goes. And what it really boils down to is there's a lot of stipulations that goes into, making this money or whatever, or for these people to get this money. Mm-hmm. You have to get them set up in a situation to the point where they have a poor mindset. And the way that I personally see it is once the welfare state kicked in, okay, ladies, if you really want to live a good life, not just a welfare state, I'm going to go ahead and throw in feminism as well. But anyway, ladies, if you want to have a good life, you want to provide for your child, kick the man out the house, and we'll provide you with money. We'll provide you with money. If you don't kick the man out the house, you will not get the money you need to protect your shit.
That's also true.
And then, like I said, when you throw in the fact that you throw in the minimum wage stuff and everything else like that, black people weren't allowed to get hired as often. Because remember, beforehand, black people were getting hired a lot more. Don't get me wrong now. Black people were getting paid less, but they were getting hired more.
Are you sure?
1,000% sure. It's all in the history.
In this time period?
And then within the 50s and 60s, yes. I will show you. I will show you the proof. I will show you the proof.
It's a double-edged sword because statistically, yes, but it was kind of like how we see like illegal immigrant work now.
Yeah,
who are willing to work below the minimum wage, but
yeah.
their worth ethic is higher because of their socioeconomic like position. For some of them, not just like illegal immigrants or anything like that. I'm just saying,
but
like what you think of with that is what was happening there.
And
but the thing that hurt the families, like what he was saying,
the thing that really hurt the families was getting rid of the men in the house.
It was the more babies you have, the more money, and kick the man out.
Mm-hmm.
And see, okay, just not putting it in a race perspective. Just think about it like this: if you're getting free money, right, because you're either put in this situation or you're putting yourself in this situation. If you're getting free money for those lazy-minded individuals, which are a lot, why would you work? If you're getting free money because you're in a situation that you need help and you don't have the initiative or a reason to want to work, why would you? If you're getting free money. So the government handing out free money to a certain group of individuals, regardless of race or color, is promoting a lazy mindset, which he's referring to. I'm not that thorough in history, so I can't really say black people.
No, this is basically off the economic side. So I went through a period of time where I literally studied fucking economics and everything else like that because I really wanted to figure out what was the big disparity between black and white that they claim that we have. And it's not, I can't even say that they claim because at the end of the day, the white counterpart to the black counterpart of white people make about, I want to say, $5,000 to $10,000 more on average than a black man. So that is what it is. But when I look into it and everything else like that, the black man's not too bad off. $42,000 a year is not bad. I personally think $42,000 a year is not bad. That's the average black man's wealth.
Yeah, so regardless of which, if there is no motivation to need to work, then what would be the point? So illegal immigrants or people in really poor households that need to actually take care of their family that can't get government assistance, those are the people that have the motivation to take the jobs with lower pay. That's why you don't see a certain group of individuals taking jobs, because it's like, why would I take that job if the government's giving me free money?
Yeah.
Right?
Yes.
So they're enabling people to be lazy and not self-sufficient. They're enabling people so that they can rely on the government, and the government has control over them. That's why I don't agree with government assistance. All racial groups, whatever aside, it's just the mindset that the government is trying to lay out.
Yeah. So it's like this right here. Along with that right there, like the amount of rules that you have when it comes down to getting this government assistance and everything else, that government's your daddy. No if, no man's, or buts
Government
about it.
became the man in the
Yeah.
house.
Yeah.
So it's literally one of those things where like, okay, listen, if you're going to be on our program, these are the houses that you're allowed to live in. One, here are the rules you have set. You cannot make X amount of money. You make this amount of money, you're getting the fuck off. And then you get these people at this time and everything else like that, where it's like, okay, well, I can get a job where I make this amount of money, or I can just sit back and relax and just let the government pay me. I mean, if I were to get the job, I'll only get an extra $200. Instead of thinking in the future, okay, if I get this job and then I get this promotion, then instead of me getting only an extra $200, I get about an extra $1,000, I get an extra so on and so forth. But
I mean, most people in general don't think futuristic wise. Most people don't even have a plan. It's
like,
just they live in the moment.
like for
I'd
instance,
say,
right?
but there is some stipulations to that as well. Again, coming from with this pandemic time.
Yeah.
But even when I was on unemployment, it
I
was like
I was also, I took the government's titty as well during the pandemic because well, like, they laid me off.
You got it at
And
the
I-
best possible time. too.
They
Like,
laid me off, and it is what it is. I got hired back, but you know, keep on.
I was a person. I had job opportunities, but what they were paying me was not what the government was giving me. So
And-
I held off for a couple months. I did because it's when it's such a significant difference.
Yeah.
You're like, is it worth it to go back and then I'm making $300 less than if I wasn't working?
But
That's a real person
Yeah.
thing.
Honestly,
Think about
for me in that situation in particular, it should have been a wake up call. If the government assistance is giving me more money than my actual job, that means I need to work at a different job. Because
Yeah.
I'm not meeting my life requirements. If the government thinks that I need
They
this
were
amount,
giving they were
I'm
giving
not making
enough
that
then though that like literally like even me in a decent job they were paying more.
Yeah.
Well, so they were
It was a fat check.
They
It was
were
a fat
paying
check.
more than what I was getting at my job
They were
as well.
paying-
But my job was pretty damn close. I'm not going to complain about that.
It
Like
was what, $900 a week, right? At the time?
it was like $900
Yeah.
a week,
yes,
but
that was more than what I was making at the time.
That's what I made
Yeah.
in 2 weeks.
and
that,
$900 a
that
week
was
is
like
what
an
I made.
actual like career
Like
job. That
Yeah.
wasn't
Like
like
I sat
working-
on that for a good minute.
Yeah.
Because I was like,
thought about
I'm not
going
gonna
in
make
and
this type of
cussing
money in a
everyone out
long
few times and being
time.
like, just
Yeah, but you know, at the end of the day, though, you know, you thought about it, though. It's like, oh well,
I'm
you know,
doing it
I'm
now,
not fucking
but-
retarded.
Yeah.
Well, they fucking deserve it. But that's neither here nor there.
But
no,
what I was saying with the stipulations is after I think 5 or so months, the phone calls started coming. Have you done this job interview? Have you done this? They did bring in the check-ins, be like, have you done this? What is your references that you done
But
this?
you see, the thing is, it's not hard to lie on that. It's not hard to pretend that you did it. Like I said earlier, we know a guy named Lowski. He lied. He had interview after interview after interview and fucked them all up on purpose. He would purposely fuck up his applications just to say, "Oh yeah, I filled applications. I'm trying. Look at me, I'm trying." But because he didn't want a fucking job, because he wanted to accept that government titting, just didn't do anything properly. And it gets to the point where it's just like, listen, while this may be all right, I know that there's a fucking ceiling, and I can't go any further. I personally have too much ambition for me to sit there and accept the amount of money that they think is acceptable for me. Because at the end of the day, I plan on living rich. I plan on living free. I plan on being free. With me accepting money from the government, I can never be free. Because there's always rules that I have to do. With enough money, you can buy your freedom. Because no one, like, what I want to say is right. A lot of people don't understand it, but as of right now, modern day slavery is worse than old school slavery. And you know, people might not like what I had to say about that, but it is what it is.
What do you say modern day slavery
Well,
is? And when you throw out that bold statement, what is the comparison you're throwing out?
All right, so modern day slavery, this right here, right? Modern day slavery gives you the illusion of freedom. Not a single one of us in this motherfucker is free. Modern day slavery gives you rewards for putting yourself in a slave system. Such as, okay, guess what I just did? I just bought a house, took out a huge fucking loan from the bank. We'll give you a tax break for that. Boom, you stuck in a shit ton of debt. Okay, you want to start yourself a business? I want to tax the fuck out of you because you're trying to make money. That's modern day slavery to me.
Okay.
To the point where you're no longer, to the point where it gets to the point where you're not working for yourself. You're working to pay off people that you owe money to, and you continue to borrow money from other people. You no longer have freedom to yourself. You have the illusion of freedom.
But some of those are personal choices as well.
Yeah,
you
those
chose to buy said house and take you're.
But hear me out though. You chose to buy said house. You chose to go to college, which you also get a tax break for, right?
No.
Yeah, you do. I got a tax break for going to college.
I didn't get a tax break.
You should.
Yeah, you should. I got a tax break when I went to college.
They tried to make
Yeah, you should have got a tax break for that.
Have.
Yeah, but anyway, you go to college, you get a tax break. You buy a house, you get a tax break, and everything else like that. The thing is, these are incentives to get you to do that. While you still do have free will, it's one of those things where you sit and you think about it based off the way that you're taught, based growing up and everything else like that, without having the proper financial, teachings and everything else like that. You're pretty much on the track to, I want to buy a house. I want to live like this. I want the white picket fence. I want to go to college because I want the fucking job, and everything that they do is throwing you into debt. You go to college, you pay $60,000 to $100,000 worth of debt for going to fucking college. And SSDV goes to one of these prestigious colleges and whatnot. You can also go to community college, the same fucking thing. No one thinks about this community college like that though. Everyone's like, oh, it's a bad. It's not a bad thing, but community college. So I dropped out of community college, but no. So it's one of those things where, the way I see the modern day slavery is, you get the illusion of freedom. But while you get the illusion of freedom, you're throwing yourself into more debt. The more debt you throw yourself into, the more you owe the government, the more you owe these credit card companies who are run by a small group of people, as we would say. And it's just one of those things where you sit and you look at it from that perspective, it ain't nothing but slavery, because, you're working to live your life. So
would you agree with Lowski, and you're only truly free if you're homeless?
No, hell no. Because while you're doing all of that and everything, you owe these people money. You're not working for yourself. You work to pay rent, right?
I would, but I'm not.
Do you work to pay rent? You work to pay off your debts. You're not working for yourself.
And that's not even to mention eminent domain. We're like, oh, we want your house, even though you paid for your house. Mm-hmm. We want this land anyway, so vamos.
Here's the thing. I agree with everything you just stated, right? What I don't agree with is the fact that you said it's worse than actual slavery back in the day, right?
I said old school slavery. Yeah.
Old school slavery. Here's why.
I'm listening.
You are part of 3% of individuals that think logically, right?
All right.
97% of people think with feeling, right?
Uh-huh.
And with feeling, right, comes from the idea of living my life by being happy, by not being oppressed, by not being harmed, right? Everyone loves to play the victim. Old school slavery, you got beat. You worked on a plantation.
Depends.
Right? Generalization.
I'm about to say, because it definitely depends on where you got enslaved at. Depends.
Yeah,
majority.
Not even majority.
So here's the
take a look at some of the African slaves that we had back in the day, and I don't mean African slaves as in the people of my color, of melanin descent, melanin intent, that came from Africa or brought from Africa to here. I mean the ones that were snatched up in Africa because they believed the wrong thing or they lost a war against another tribe.
See,
there was laws against that. The same thing with Europe. There was laws against it.
Here's the thing. You're talking about certain incidences where there was supposedly no violence. You were not there.
I didn't say no violence.
Okay,
there was definitely violence because
here's what I'm saying.
In order for you to lose a war or a battle, there has to be violence.
Violence, right, exactly. So what I'm saying is this, right? Modern day slavery, they just give you the illusion of being free, but they're putting you in a corrupt system which constantly puts you in debt. Versus old school slavery, where you were beat to death just for being who you were.
All right, so I got a
in the wrong way, saying the wrong.
I would say,
first things first. They didn't beat you to death like that because the simple fact of the matter, that's fucking stupid. That's a waste of your fucking money.
Okay,
they still did it.
They did it every once in a while. It's a rarity. It wasn't like that.
I would say
I wouldn't even go as far as to say rarity.
I will say that it was a rarity. To kill your slave is a waste of money.
Okay, but you can still beat your slave.
You can still get more.
Yeah, you can still beat your slave.
All right, so here's the question. Violence.
So here's the question for you.
My thing is this: 97% of people think with feeling. So why would you say that old school slavery isn't as bad as modern day slavery if 97% of people would rather not take a beating
and then have the illusion, right? You think differently. 97% of people think with feeling.
All right, so
when
question.
they hear that, this is the response that they're going to say to you. They're going to say, "Oh, well, I'm not getting beat for being black for no reason. I'm not working on a plantation."
But that's where they're fucking up at. They're throwing race into it. Like, the thing is that slavery didn't have anything to do with race.
Here's the thing. You're coming with facts. You're coming with an argument based upon logic and statistics, right? But you're talking to an audience that doesn't give a shit about it.
Here's my question.
Here's
my question, right? So here's the reason why I'm going to go ahead and say that the reason I believe that the North and, the blue party is worse than the South and the red party. And here's why I'm going to go ahead and say that. Because the simple fact of the matter is that the South...
That wasn't technically how that ran out at the time.
Let me explain.
Okay.
So the reason why I'm saying this right here, right, is because the South, or the old school slavery, as you will put it, as I will put it, they will be upfront with it. You knew what you were getting into. The North, i.e. modern day slavery, is one of those things where, okay, we're your best friend, but at the same time, we're fucking you.
Okay, so I wouldn't say it was necessarily better or worse. The problem is it's hard to get a rally against it because it's so hard to identify and see. It's more of a...
How is it hard? You can see it. Like, if you...
It's hard to get, like TJ was saying, it's hard to get people who don't think logically and can't see a bigger picture to see. That's why so many people fall into the system that we're in. If people are getting beaten, that's clear to see. No one can refute that. It's easier to rally people against. That's a fucked up thing. We should get rid of that. But when it's this way, it's hiding in the shadows. It's the Matrix. It's a
shiny present.
It's wool over your eyes. I think that's what you're getting at. I don't think that it's necessarily...
I'm not saying...
I wouldn't say it's literally worse. I would just say it's so much hard to identify, and it feels worse to you as a logical person.
Because you see it.
Because you see it, and you feel that anger that is so hard for people who don't think like you to identify and see.
And there's a shit ton of people that don't think like you.
But it's literally one of the things, like, here's what it really boils down to. When you're mentally chained rather than physically chained, there's nothing for you to do. That you have no free will. And that's the reason why I'm saying that it's worse, because you no longer have free will. If you don't believe me, let's take a look into this stuff right here, right? Well, shit, the new iPhone just dropped. No, you do.
How?
You do.
If you're a slave, you do not have free will.
You do.
How?
I don't know about that.
I don't know.
So here's what I mean by that right here, right? You have the option to fight for yourself. You might not survive, but you have the option to fight for yourself. You also have the option to think a different way of gaining your freedom. There is plenty of slaves. I'm going to use America as an example. There's plenty of slaves that's down in the South that bought their freedom and actually decided to get their own plantation and own slaves themselves. These are black people.
That's actually true.
These are black people that own actual other slaves.
Well, when you think about it, part of the slaves that came from Africa, they were sold from, like, the black kings. Like,
yes,
our people sold our people.
But that's what I'm saying, though. So for people to sit here and say that slavery is based on race, it's bullshit. Because if slavery is based on who lost the war.
Here's my thing.
Okay.
I'm not even talking about race.
Okay.
Slavery in general means that you don't have free will. You are under the control of either a person or a certain group of party. Those people that you just talked about weren't slaves because they had the resources to not be a slave.
No, they gained their own freedom.
But they had that.
How did they do it?
How they do it? Through proper conversation with said master, in quotes, and then saying, okay, listen, this is how we can make your profit, this, that, and the third. Okay, if we do this, this is what the agreement we're going to agree upon.
And that's how it came about. Point, because you're talking about resources. They had the knowledge to do this. They
could communicate. They learn language.
When you're a slave and you don't have that knowledge or the resources, you will always be a slave. Period.
But that's what I'm saying. But the only way you get that way is if your mind is shackled. If your mind is the slave.
Again,
but if you never learn it,
because
if you never learn it, you don't have that chance.
And it's also the difference that like you said that you could fight it, but you wouldn't survive, etc., etc. You could say the same thing now, except for the thing then is, if you were a slave and tried to get your way out, you be looked at as a hero. You were trying to get free by the rest of slaves. Mm-hmm. Now, the problem with it being in the mind is the other slaves are looking at you like you're an idiot that you didn't fall into the same system. See what I'm saying?
Yeah, and that's why I'm thinking that it's worse.
And that's why it's not worse. It's just hard to identify and realize. It's hard to realize that you're enslaved. I wouldn't say it's worse though.
How is that not worse? It's like to the point
where you're
stuck inside of a fucking infinite Tsukiyomi from Naruto. If you're stuck inside of a fucking genjutsu where you think that you're free, but you're not.
Here's the thing, right? I just fucking told you,
Daddy.
You're a logical person. With that being said,
try to separate this from the majority. Is
most people do not have the self-awareness that they're in a slave environment, that they will never be truly free. Why do you think there's so little entrepreneurs? Why do you think that so little people make a large amount of money, make majority of the population's money? Why? Because not everyone thinks like that, right? So they don't have the self-awareness to know that they're a slave. So with that being said, the 3%, it might be worse because they have that self-awareness, but to the majority, they don't. Yeah. So it's not worse. If anything, they'll probably look at you like you retarded for saying it's worse.
But no, I just don't get. You know what? So check this shit out, right? One thing I do want to say is that for those of you guys that actually do think differently, fucking really just continue on with your way you think, because you know what? Give me one quick second. You guys chat amongst yourselves.
Including the people that think that a man can be a woman, they think differently. You want them to continue thinking that way too?
You guys chat amongst yourselves. I'm about to refill my fucking cup. Fucking niggas.
I just gotta say, you gotta be very specific when you speak.
That was a little bit too vague.
Yeah, that really was.
You left the door open.
But yeah, self-awareness is key, so it doesn't make
self-awareness is a big topic of this whole thing.
Yeah, self-awareness.
I mean, going from the concert to this, self-awareness has played a role.
Yeah, easily. Self-aware that this generation Microsoft does not have games.
With gasoline drawers.
But yeah, but that's the thing though. If you aren't aware, then you won't have the reaction that somebody who is aware will have. So the illusion that I'm free versus me knowing that I'm not free, I would still say it's worse not knowing. I mean, it's worse knowing. And here's why. When you don't know, you're relaxed. Mm-hmm. You're
ignorance is bliss. Yeah.
You think you're in control, so you have a false sense of security, right? When you know you're not free, you literally like, well, fuck it, I'm gonna just work and do what I gotta do so I don't get beat. You know what I'm saying? Or I don't get fucked over because I'm not doing my job, right? Your livelihood, your energy, everything is abysmal, right? But when you have the illusion that you're free, you're not aware enough to know that you're not free. So you feel this sense of life, and you're like, okay, I'm in control. So
I don't get it.
You don't get it because you have the picture. I just said you're self-aware.
You're not putting yourself in the shoes of the people that are blinded by it.
All right. So, with that being that, I actually do have a question for y'all, right? Has anyone...
No, I don't like kids.
There's nothing about kids in this episode, goddammit. You fucking asshole. But no, has any of you guys heard about the bullshit with Kanye West?
In passing, yes.
No, like the most current shit about how everyone's still coming out, oh, he needs his meds, he's crazy, this, that, and the third, right?
Yeah, I heard about it and see what the details were.
All right, so check this shit out, right? I'm going to go ahead and come out and say this right here. Kanye West, or the artist formerly known as Kanye West, now known as Ye. That motherfucker's a fucking role model. I'm going to come out here and say it right now. That motherfucker's a fucking role model. A self-made billionaire.
He's a smart man.
Self-made billionaire. That's something to aspire to, right? Mm-hmm. Neither here nor there.
But if being crazy gets you $1 billion, I need to lose my sanity right now.
Billion?
Yes. Now check this out, right? Motherfucker keeps saying he's crazy, he's this, that, and the third, blah, 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 right? Watch a fucking interview with him. Watch an interview, even when he had his red hat, even currently. Fucking listen to him talk. Listen to his interviews. That motherfucker's not crazy.
No.
The only thing about him is that he thinks differently. And people are pretty much putting him under the bus and all types of crazy shit.
All I saw was that Soulja Boy clip, and that shit was hysterical.
Okay, yeah.
So check this out, right?
As someone who doesn't really care for an artist's reputation or lifestyle, why specifically do people say that he is crazy?
Why specifically? All right, so here's the reason why. It's the same reason why they went after Nicki Minaj. It's the same reason why they went after fucking 50 Cent. It's the same reason why they went after Ice Cube. Because they didn't follow the fucking mold.
They didn't fit the narrative.
Wait, they went after 50 for what?
They went after 50 because 50 came out.
After every other week.
They went after 50 because 50 pretty much said that, oh shit, Biden's raising taxes? Looks like I'm voting Trump.
Yeah, he literally saw like what the tax plan was for a certain bracket. And
in New York. And he was like, yeah, that's my bracket.
He was like, 60%? Hell no. I guess I'm voting for Trump.
So 50
and everyone
said that,
shit themselves.
So 50 said that. They went after Ice Cube because Ice Cube, quote unquote, worked with Donald Trump to create the Platinum Plan, which was actually really good for black people.
Because Trump actually listened to him.
Yeah, unlike Joe Biden, who he said maybe I get to it, which he never got to, which kind of pisses me off.
He doesn't get to the toilet. What are you talking about?
You got a point there. But no, so then we also have the fact of the matter is that, Kanye was a big supporter of Trump. Kanye also did come out his mouth against George Bush way back during Hurricane Katrina. Bush doesn't care about black people. And, during that time, oh my God, he's speaking the truth and so on and so forth. But when he comes out and says, you know what, this guy right here might have a point because so on and so forth, he's all of a sudden crazy. And like I said, you sit here and you listen to him talk and everything, that man's not crazy. Like, as of recent, they were talking shit about his haircut that he gave himself, where he had, cut patches in his head, dove patches in his head and everything else like that. And it goes to, you watch the interviews, there's 1,000 motherfuckers with the same fucking hairstyle. And yeah, I'm the crazy one for being different.
Okay, so pretty much what you're saying is people say he's crazy because he goes against their political beliefs.
Yes.
Goes against their political beliefs and goes against
the
what is normal, what is quote unquote normal for black people.
While we're on the topic, I know we're talking about Kanye. While we're on the topic, I'm baffled, right? Because, like I said, 97% of people think with emotion, right?
I'm gonna get a shirt and it's gonna be called 97% and 3%.
So, 97% of people think with emotions and feeling, right? And they're sensitive. So, I've never heard, and I mean ever, heard of a logical reason as to why people actually hate Trump, other than the fact that he's racist and other than the fact that he's a misogynistic pig.
But the thing
other than those two things.
But here's the thing about it, those two things are not proven.
What? No.
Okay. Listen. We're not going to that. Other than those two things.
Pig. Huh? I mean, he is a misogynistic pig. But that's all.
Other than those two things, which is fine, but they're not logical. They're not explaining to me why he was such a bad president. They're only explaining to me that he's rude and doesn't have manners and, is a little racist.
I don't want to say this
much right here. I'm trying to figure out what politician isn't.
I want to say.
With that being said, why? Other than those two things, why? No one.
Because we want to pay higher prices for gas. That's why.
And then complain about it. But it's funny how so many people hate Trump, but Biden has the lowest approval rating.
It's funny how
I don't like neither of them, to be honest.
Thank God you don't like Biden. Because I was going to say, dude, if you like Biden, that's a legit racist. For someone to actually come out of his mouth.
Over 40-something years ago.
Some fucked up shit.
He just wasn't orange. That was mine.
He just wasn't a Cheeto.
That was mine.
Hey, at least he's not an Oompa Loompa.
Orange man bad.
But mine is just my experience of when CPAC comes to the harbor.
But no, like I said, Biden.
I don't think politicians. If a politician is racist, they will always be racist, and here's why. when you're in the public eye, you have to maintain a certain image. That doesn't necessarily mean that's your true character. You can't start from being one of the most racist people on the planet to, all of a sudden I love that same group of people that I fucking hated, and I'm gonna do all these things for you. No, he's a politician. They lie. They're shady.
They literally get paid to lie.
That's their lifestyle. So you can't sit here and tell me, oh, Biden has done this and this for the black community. Yeah, he's the same motherfucker that if it wasn't for the fact that he was a politician, this nigga would still have you on a plantation.
All right, so actually I have a question for you guys, right? Because I for the life of me can't find anything. Does anyone know what... Because I asked this question on my Facebook page and no one managed to answer me the goddamn question. Two-parter. One, what has Black Lives Matter done for the black community?
Well, there's a two-part to that one. Black Lives Matter, the organization.
The organization. What have they done for the black community? Because I can't name a single thing they've done.
That was funded for personal gain.
Buy a house in a white neighborhood. That's what it means.
In a gay community.
I don't know about that. I didn't see gay.
Gated.
Because there was the movement.
Oh, I thought you said gay community.
No.
I was like, there was
how
a
do you
movement,
know?
and then the movement turned into... There was a movement, and then there was an organization until the organization became the movement, and then kind of got corrupt from that.
Yeah,
but the idea behind it's different than the organization.
Yeah, because we actually did a whole episode on it and whatnot, and people didn't like my interpretation of what Black Lives Matter was about, because I personally think Black Lives Matter is out there to destroy the black people. This is my personal opinion. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that the people that go out there that actually, have a feeling, oh yeah, black people need to be represented properly, so on and so. They're not the bad guys. What I'm saying is that
the
people
idea is perfectly fine. Yeah. The idea makes sense.
But the ones behind
I was like, there's also two sides.
No, yeah, the ones that's pulling the string.
It's a double-edged sword. It's like
makes sense, but it's the organization using that idea in the hope amongst that certain
to exploit vulnerable people.
Yeah.
But no, so the question is, what have they done for black people? Because I'm just gonna come out and say it. I personally believe that Orange Man did more for black people than Black Lives Matter did.
Well, see, here's the thing. People, again, don't look at facts. People, again, go based off of emotion and hate, right? So they're going to tell you right up front that Black Lives Matter is definitely way better than Trump. Just based off the fact that, one, they collectively hate that man because of his personal views and his habits.
His persona.
And not what he's done. They don't look at a body of work and like, okay, so this is what you've done, that's good, but I hate you as an individual. No, people can't separate the person from the work. I'll give you a prime example.
R. Kelly.
Exactly. R. Kelly.
See, I can't separate that because part of the work, the innuendos in there, I'm like, who was this applying? Like,
step, side to side, round and round, like, hit the ground.
When he called him to Peter the Piper in the song, I'm like, wait a second.
Here's my thing.
It's embedded into it.
The love
You've already listened to all of his music, right? He's not making new music for you to support him.
No.
This is music that's already out, right? So the fact that you can't play it and people look at you like, ew, you support that?
Oh, I
just enjoy the fucking music.
Yo, I'm gonna put you out this way. When I'm at work tomorrow, I'm playing the fuck out of R. Kelly.
This is what pisses me off, right?
Okay.
So I love Michael Jackson. Michael Jackson is the shit
but
to me, right? Mm-hmm. His music has given me a lot of happy moments in my life, right? But when I listen to certain songs, they're like, oh, he was a pedophile. Bitch, what the fuck does that have to do with his music? That's him as a person.
And that was proven false.
Exactly. But here's the thing, though. Whether or not it's proven to be false.
All you hear is little kids, Michael Jackson, you want to touch my dick? Ew, get out of here, you little faggot.
I thought you said we were going to bring kids into this episode.
We weren't supposed to, but he did.
Did you find them attractive?
I let you pet a giraffe, put you on a roller coaster, I sucked your dick, and this is how you repay me?
I even gave you wine.
You want to see a turtle?
But no, though. So check me out. Check this out, right? Because like, if anybody out here is listening can provide me with something that Black Lives Matter has done to actually improve the black community as a whole, please, for the love of God, show me. I want to be proven wrong. I really, really want to be proven wrong.
Leave comments.
Yes.
And actually, don't limit the scope to just your community, please.
No, not just your community. I mean the black community in general. Because the person I personally see Black Lives Matter as
I would say the only
community.
thing that would have any root in being true would just be exposure.
That's a big.
And you know what's funny about the explosion? Rappers exposure. Fuck you. The exposure. Rappers, actors, and other fucking regular ass black people have been doing this for fucking years before Black Lives Matter came along. This ain't nothing new.
I wasn't saying it was something new or they were doing better. I was saying the one thing that anyone's going to be able to say that
is exposure
is going to be that you're going to have a harder time.
So you tell me right here, right now.
Is exposure.
You tell me right here, right now. When Tupac and NWA came out, fuck the police and all that bullshit. No one was out there seeing this shit. When the fucking portrayed within the black community with all the other bullshit that was going on with actors.
I wish you guys
the biggest difference.
Might have a different word.
Social media. That's the biggest difference.
That's a good point, actually.
That's the biggest difference between that. Is
and
one
you know what's
that
funny about that?
Tabloid thing. One is like you get it.
But you know what's funny about that?
Yes.
All this stuff happened not because of Black Lives Matter, but because of regular fucking folks. In fact, a lot of white folks are the ones that videotape this and submit this like, this shit is wrong.
Hey,
you get what I'm saying?
What's actually funny though, when you really think about it, is movements such as this that cause a chaotic outcome puts into perspective that when you really think about it, the government technically can't control us as a whole.
Mm-hmm.
And when we all come together and don't stand for something,
we got Cyrus from the Warriors over here.
The government can't do shit, right? The
Chaz.
government cannot do shit.
You've seen that Warriors, right?
Right? So all the whole point of everything is that if we can come together as a collective and say, hey, no, we're not putting up with this shit, the government can't do shit about it, right? But we don't think about things like that.
The craziest thing
what we do is this. We categorize and individualize ourselves rather than coming together. So what Black Lives Matter did was point out the inefficiencies and the unnecessary force amongst black people, right? No.
Fuck you.
I'm gonna fall asleep.
No one drinks my shit.
Soda.
It's just soda.
It's just soda.
Oh.
He just keeps opening bottles.
I think he's lying. This is roofie.
I'm trying to have my way with you tonight.
Ew. Anyway,
Sorry, what were you gonna say?
Anyway, we're so focused on individual movements or targeting individual groups of people rather than coming together as a collective. So yeah, all lives matter to me, in my opinion, right?
Hey, you can't say that.
Hey, listen,
you can't say that.
Let me finish.
White supremacists.
Right? No, I'm not a white supremacist. Let me fucking finish. Black lives matter too, right?
Mm-hmm.
So the whole point of being self-aware is to not limit your scope to just an individual perspective, right? So with that being said, every community has problems. Every single community, not just blacks, right? Mm-hmm. So the fact that the government is only focused on one specific group of people and puts the agenda for one specific group of people while failing to bring awareness to other atrocities, yeah. With other groups of individuals. So if we get rid of the I'm this and this is what's wrong with my community versus this is what's wrong in general, if we have a more collective mindset, that would actually bring more awareness and more discipline to addressing the issues that the government is allowing to take place.
You know what's funny? Like, with that fucking logic right there, the whole police brutality thing would have been fucking solved. Police reform would have happened if we kept that fucking mindset. But it just had to fucking divulge into bullshit.
You're allowing propaganda of a certain targeted group of people to cloud your judgment. And that's what the government does. They control you through news, through social media, and give you.
What about this mental slavery shit I was talking about earlier?
And give you the knowledge that they want you to have on certain things, so that you lose sight of the bigger picture. right? So that's why. Hey, look, listen, nigga. That's why I said I agreed with you
To a point.
To a point, but the only reason I was disputing you.
Oh, I get exactly why. Because
yeah, exactly.
They're pretty much equal evils. It's just that the fact of the matter is that because of the way that I fucking think, I personally feel as if being stuck in an illusion is worse than being stuck in reality.
Yeah, that said everything.
I mean,
I just blame
it
politics.
depends on what your reality is, I guess.
Like,
anyway.
like I used to love Donald Trump before he ran for president. I was like, oh, that's
What made you change? What made you change?
Misogynistic and racist.
That's the one. The comments.
He's never changed.
That's
been the way he's been that way since the beginning.
But when it's,
You get a candid conversation from any man, and they're a misogynistic pig.
Yeah, like for instance, like for the whole.
And I don't mean at heart. I don't mean truly a misogynistic pig.
Actually,
I mean you get a conversation. They're gonna say some shit that makes them seem that way.
Like you should
I think you were
the
so
way they talk.
consistent.
like for instance right here, right? For instance right here,
Yes.
Kat.
Yes.
I would tell you to get in that kitchen, but men are better chefs.
You know I can't cook, so I can't say it.
No, I'm saying that men are better chefs in general.
I think.
Name me a female with a Michelin star.
Okay.
I don't even know that.
A Michelin star? See, exactly.
I know what it is, but I don't know any shit.
Gordon Ramsay has one.
See, okay, so
That's Gordon Ramsay.
the issue people have with Trump is that they're delusional of how life works, right? So men have to create value. Women have to preserve their value, right? When you are a man of high value,
Listen to
you
him preach.
have access to numerous women at your disposal. Why? Because one, you're high value. Two, you can give them any lifestyle you want. Three, someone of high value should be able to do as they please, whether it's morally right or not, right? So with that being said, people fail to realize that if, because of this feminism shit,
Oh, daddy, preach for me.
is that
Not right now.
is that
Probably gonna make them lose this train of thought.
That was you.
That was not me. You're the one that said, "Preach for me, Daddy," and he stumbled immediately.
Because you said,
dude.
Nah, you were saying that person of high values will
Yeah.
do anything they want, morally
Because-
correct or not, and you're
Yeah.
basically bringing the next point after that.
yeah.
But what
Yeah.
counts as a high value person?
Money.
Okay,
Money.
So one
For a
he's
man,
the-
money.
He's the president. I mean, was the president. Two, he's a multi-billionaire, right? He's made billions after billions after billions.
No one heard the Scarface song, Money in the Power?
He makes up 1% of men on the planet that have that access to money, right? He is actually very intelligent despite what the media, the government, is telling you, right? Because a stupid person wouldn't be able to get as far as he did.
Because
A stupid person couldn't make billions upon billions upon billions.
and people want to comment on the $1 million loan thing. If he made $1 billion off of $1 million, that means you should be able to make what?
You should be able to make basically 100,000 off of 1,000.
And
Okay,
I'll agree with on you.
Close enough
I'll
to
agree
it.
with
You should be able
on
to make
that
$1
one.
million
Off
off
of
of
1,000. You get what I'm saying, damn it.
And then,
But so check this out. So before we continue on with it, right? I got a quick question for y'all.
Yes.
Would you guys watch a movie about Epstein Island?
About what?
No,
Epstein
because that'd be a
Island.
fucking kiddie porn. No,
I've already seen enough documentaries.
But
to
would
not
you
watch
watch would you watch a movie about
That would be
Epstein
child
Island?
pornography.
first of all,
Oh, so y'all can watch Antoine Fisher, but y'all can't watch Epstein Island.
Answer well, what?
Antoine Fisher.
that's
What is
a,
the heck
that's a
that?
Denzel movie.
I've never-
basically-
I've
it was a
only
little
seen, like,
boy-
one Denzel
it was a
movie.
little boy getting touched on by a grown ass woman.
okay.
All right. So y'all can watch Precious.
I've never seen that either.
Come over here and do this to mommy. Yeah. Where Precious got
We're
pregnant by her
going
daddy.
off topic. We're going off topic.
I've
Come
never
back,
seen
come
that
back.
shit,
No.
So y'all wouldn't watch. Y'all can watch that shit, but y'all can't
I
watch
But we
any
did
of that
watch
shit.
it though.
Epstein Island.
I've already seen all the documentaries on Epstein. I'm good at my.
I don't even know what that is, and because of the way you're
prostitution
because of the way you're grinning right now, hell no.
It's kind of like
you wouldn't be
Epstein is.
Child sex trafficking. Kind of got the Prince of England involved. There was a whole.
Dude,
just imagine all the fucking
that had
people
an
that get caught up in
island
this.
that basically had high-profile celebrities and people in power come there to have sex with underage sex trafficked girls.
Ew.
And then
including Prince Charles.
Yeah, and
allegedly.
And a lot
of celebrities, a lot of people with power.
Yeah. I mean, on both sides of the aisle. We're not talking one political party. We're not talking about shit.
All across the board.
We're talking about just people with money and power. We're going out there to these parties that he got wrapped up in some child sex trafficking shit. And so he evidently had a black book of people that were there at the parties that disappeared. And then he was in prison pending charges for child sex trafficking, and
I know his accomplice went
killed
missing
himself.
Yeah, like he beat the shit out of himself and
hung himself.
He beat the shit out of himself and hung himself with like a 3-foot rope from a bunk that he would have had to been like doing a kind of sexual position, holding his legs up in the air to strangle himself like that.
It's very suspect.
So how?
And the Clintons had nothing involved with it.
If you're suicidal. I don't recall any incidences where the suicidal person beat the shit out of himself.
He was taller than the bunk.
That, by the way.
He was taller than what he hung himself, quotation marks, on. So it's kind of like.
And it's like it's the same thing with like you can't physically like
the cameras went out at the right time and everything.
Like, fill a tub with water and drown yourself, right? Like you physically can't.
Your body will not allow you to drown yourself.
Like you'll physically bring your head up, like your body will react. Yeah. And how do you hang yourself from something that your feet can touch the ground?
Yeah.
Like same way you beat yourself.
Like you have from this height, but his head goes here. So how did it? It's not.
I mean, other than your meat.
Well, you take your hand and you take your dick, right? You go.
It's like 2 + 3 is not 9. That's the math they're giving us.
There was some weird shit going on with all that, and he was supposed to be on suicide watch too.
He was. It just surprising. It's surprising it had nobody.
I can tell you right here, right now, Clinton
time.
managed to do that real good. Beat himself.
That was one time.
He just woke up the next day. Oh, why is my face so fucking sore? Did you guys fucking punch me?
Like I can see like, oh, I gotta get some shit. Oh fuck, I hit myself. But like to beat my own ass,
to beat the way they said he did, I'm like, how is it even physically possible for you to hit?
But no, though. So the point is,
mine was more like I was so fucked. I was like, I can't feel shit. Crack. I was like, oh, felt that. And then woke up. It was like, which one of y'all fucking hit me?
God damn, bro.
But no, that was
I will not watch anything with child porn.
But it's not child porn. You don't want to find out what celebrities was there.
No,
I saw. Okay, cool. So one of the names I did see on the list was Oprah, and I got confused real quick for it. I was like, Oprah, what did you do,
bruh? The fact that her name even is in the midst of
I never
but
seen
she
that.
shits on Kobe Bryant, like no.
Well, she shit on Michael Jackson too.
Fucking man.
She threw him on him. I'm like, that was your friend.
But no, though.
So, it was a little. She a little controversy herself. That's a whole other episode.
Unfortunately, we got to end it here. It's been over an hour 30. This was a lot of fun. Suck my dick. I'll be catching y'all niggas later.
No, thank you. I'm not gay.
You don't have. I'm not telling y'all to suck my dick. God damn it.
I don't know. You give it direct eye contact. Do a little
winky face. Don't you ill me?
Choking my water and shit.
Yeah, water.
This dude.
I don't like this environment that's been created.
Look. It's like the hibachi thing. Open your mouth so I can throw my shrimp in it.
Yo.
I'll catch y'all next week.
Yo.
Another direction.
Yo.
No, sir.
Yeah.